Hi, thank you so much for joining me. So this video is actually for black men. I have a black dad, I have black brothers, I have black family members, yada yada. And I just want to be fair and balanced when it comes to the whole interracial dating thing. Now, I'll level with you. I don't think I need to tell you to date interracially because I think black men date interracially far more often than black women, statistically speaking. However, I do have some advice as a black woman who has been called an Oreo many times in my life, who has mingled outside of my race in a friendship group, and people have opened up to me because they felt like I was the safe black girl and told me how they really felt about interracial dating, black men, etc. So if you're open to that, you want to, get some tidbits, then I'll share them with you. So recently I had a female friend who is a white woman who explained to me from ever since I've known her, has dated interracially black men predominantly. And she recently said she is done dating black men. We laughed and kikied, and she explained to me her horrible luck dating black men, and so now she's only interested in dating non-black men. Now, this woman, I'm not going to get into her personal stuff because that's, in case she sees this, and I don't want to be offensive and disrespectful to privacy and stuff, but I'm just going to say this. I have seen so many black men who think it's funny to take advantage of women of other heritage. And for the record, I've seen them take advantage of women who look like me as well, or women of my background racially as well. But it's like a joke sometimes to oh yeah, white girl, she'll do this, she'll do that, da 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 da. Get you a white girl and basically take advantage of her. And it breaks my heart because there are some black men who are not that way, but then when they try to date interracially, either they get rejected by the woman or they get rejected by her family. And I think racism, okay, I was watching a video by Chrissy. This is completely unrelated to this topic, sidebar. But I just happened to be watching a video by Chrissy. I'm a super fan of Chrissy's, okay? Minus the money, because I don't have money. I'm a single mom. But, in terms of absorbing her content, I love her to pieces, right? And I was watching a video by her, and she was just basically saying that this was the one about black fatigue. And she was basically saying that all of these racist comments are not all untrue. Some of them are, and some of them are not. And black people have to start being okay with the ones that are not. I mean, okay with acknowledging things that are not, because if you don't accept the truth for whatever it is, it's like me at almost 300 pounds saying, I'm not fat. What are you talking about? I'm not fat. Okay. Yeah, it's normal to be 5'6" and almost 300 pounds. That's totally normal. Okay. If you refuse to accept the truth about things, then how can you fix them? How can we move forward? Right. And I feel like that's a huge issue in the black community overall, not coming for black men. I mean, overall. Right. Okay. Well, some of the stereotypes that these white families have, they are worried about their daughters being mistreated. And when you have this cultural thing of mistreating women, then that's a problem. When it's it's not that other groups don't mistreat their women, but it's that in general, it's not an accepted part of their culture. That's put on it's more like covert, and it's that guy. It's not the general, thought process in 2025, right? That, white men are mean to white women, and that Hispanic men are mean to Hispanic women, and so on. You know what I mean? Asian men are mistreat Asian women, that kind of thing. But with black men, you know, the bitches and hoes thing from, you know, rap songs back in the day didn't help. You know, it's a lot of brutality that has been shown towards black women and non-black women by black men either. And I'm not just talking about in real life, even in media. And unfortunately, this kind of thing nestles in the brains of other groups of people who don't have anything to bounce it off of. So they think you're going to beat up their daughters and take their money and treat them like garbage or something, you know? So understand that going into dating interracially really quickly. I had a funny situation where I was dating someone who will remain nameless. And obviously he was a white male to my being a black woman, and his family was super supportive of our relationship. They treated me like I was a part of the family, very loving and supportive. Then his sister brought home someone who was my race, and all of a sudden it's a problem. Okay? I don't think that's a coincidence. I mean, you guys with me? I don't think that's a coincidence, you know? So that is a serious issue. That is something you need to be aware of. And I hope that when you choose to date interracially, that you treat these women well. If you're a passport bro, which I'm against passport bros for a multitude of reasons, but the biggest absolute reason why I have an issue with it is that it does seem to be men who are going to other countries to find disenfranchised women and bring them here in a place where they are not supported, and the only support they're going to have is from him. And I've also known a white passport bro that multiple women had issues with abuse, and one of them passed away under his care. And he did this multiple times, and he was a white man, just to be clear here. So that I definitely, it's not my thing, the whole passport bro thing. There's no reason. If you have an issue with black women, then find a white American woman or a Hispanic American woman. You don't have to go to these third world countries and try to find somebody. I'm just saying. And by the way, I'm not threatened by it. That's not what I mean. I'm concerned about these women, and I mean that because I don't know you. You're not a potential date for me, so I'm not threatened by it. I don't care what you do in that way. I'm just advice, you know, and I don't want to see these women get mistreated. So, I know I've said a lot and nothing at all at the same time, but, you know, be good to these other women if you choose to date interracially, because unfortunately it does affect you, it affects other black men, and it affects the black race in general. So I do hope that you are kind when you date other women. And you know, black women will put up with anything very clearly, but these other races of women, yeah. They don't, a lot of them are just going to throw up their deuces and keep it moving after a while. So hope that makes sense. I'm sure I have more, but it'll come up later because it's in the middle of the night and a girl is tired. So that's my advice to black men who want to date interracially. I support you completely. I encouraged my brother to date interracially when he was having problems, you know, finding a black woman he was compatible with. I told him, why don't you date interracially? So I'm not against black men dating interracially. So there you go. Take care. Bye.